Did you want to master all archetypes before fighting Louis Guillain? Perhaps you just want to make your archetype trees look nice and shiny and golden for the holiday season. Do you just want to feel like a god and do massive damage? Well, this is the video for you. Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the ultimate EXP, AXP, money and mark farm for the end game, which will gear you up and get you ready for the final boss and New Game Plus. Now this farm does revolve around the final area of the game, so obvious spoiler alert. So bookmark this video and come back to it when you get up to the final part. Before this video begins guys, definitely don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It will be an amazing achievement if we can do that, and I truly believe we can guys, so definitely don't forget to subscribe on the video. So for those of you who are at the final dungeon, you might be wondering, why would you want to max all archetypes anyway? You know, why not just max archetype, especially for the prince I guess, the prince archetype, which is the most powerful archetype and broken archetype in the game? Well, the reason being is that your archetype levels and your masteries actually carry over into New Game Plus. However, there is a caveat with that. In New Game Plus, you do have to unlock the archetype lineage through the main story and all side quests that you had to do in the first place to unlock that lineage. So for example, your merchant archetype mastery will carry over into New Game Plus. However, you still need to do Brigida's quest in order to unlock the merchant archetype. So the farm revolves around this final area known as Tyrant Star, specifically in the Melancholia Depths. I guess you'll probably, there's a bunch of different maps within this, but specifically this final part before you face Louis Guillain in the final dungeon where this cat statue is. Basically, what you want to do is come over to these 2 Melancholia crystals at the top, as well as the 3 sort of just below it in that area as well. And basically what you want to do here is that these enemies are actually level 74, you can see. And in order to one-shot them, which is the most efficient way of overworld farming, you need to be a minimum 3 levels above, which means you need to be a minimum of level 77. Now, if you're playing on other difficulty modes besides hard, you should be at level 77 by now in this game. However, if you are playing on hard mode, you might be a little bit under. I think I was about 75 when I first came into Tyrant Star. And in order to quickly level up, the best way to do it is actually to go to the 3 crystals near the 2 crystals that I mentioned before, and basically you see these fish enemies spawn. So before you fight those fish type human enemies, you want to make sure your party setup is as follows. Now you don't obviously have to follow this, but the fishes are weak to fire, and the strongest fire magic in the game is done by the Elemental Master. So ideally you want to have everyone on Elemental Master. So at the time of this recording, I didn't actually have enough marker in order to unlock everyone on Elemental Master. So I just kept my protagonist on Prince, but Hulkenberg's on Elemental Master, June is on Elemental Master, and Yufa is on Devil Summoner. Basically anyone with powerful fire magic attacks, and then you'll have the Synthesis unlocked for the Prince as well through Fire Art anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What you do want to make sure though, is you want to make sure that at least if you do have a quadruple Elemental Master, you do want to make sure that you have aim support, because the fish do naturally have a high evasion rate and you don't want to keep missing and, you know, basically reducing all your press turns. So once you have that all set up, basically you just initiate the fight with the fish enemies. I do find it's quicker to just enter the fight with triangle rather than just knocking them down. It is more efficient that way. However, obviously you can knock them down first and get that preemptive attack as well. And basically you just want to keep killing these fish enemies until you pretty much level up to 77, and once you level up to 77, you'll see that every single enemy around you will eventually turn blue, which basically means that you can just one-shot them, and this is basically the gist of the farm. So now that you're more powerful than the enemies around you, you can instantly one-shot these enemies, which makes it extremely more efficient to farm, rather than going through and having to, like, you know, basically defeat all the enemies normally via normal battles or via squad battles, because it can take a really long time. And as you can see, while I'm just basically hammering all these enemies, because the Melancholia crystals here, they instantly respawn all the enemies pretty much indefinitely, and you just want to make sure that you don't defeat any of the Melancholia crystals. If you do accidentally defeat them, then I do believe if you go to Academia, they will respawn, or you can just go to a different area, fly to a different area and come back, and they should respawn. However, just obviously make sure that you have backup saves in case you do mess up and defeat one of the crystals. And obviously, as you can see, there's so many enemies up ahead, and you can see I'm leveling up basically so much. And like basically every single enemy hit, pretty much I'm just getting, look at it, like I'm just getting so much XP, rank up, rank up, rank up. Like, you can see the EXP, AXP, mark, and money as well. It's just a lot. Now, these enemies do actually have rare items as well. You can see a few of the katanas, a few of the bows that you can actually get. And obviously, in order to do that, you just want to make sure that you're on the Tycoon or the Merchant archetype lineage line. That also gives you Lucky Find. It also boosts your money and mark output as well. So don't forget that. Another useful tip as well is obviously in case you are leveling up and you do get ambushed a bunch of times, you want to make sure you get Barden's abilities for Escape Master, or at the minimum Escape Artist, so you can improve your chance of escaping rather than just wasting time basically. Also, another tip is don't be ashamed to put it on easy, because hard, basically when you are at the level of the enemies that you can one-shot them, hard basically means that you have to, 3, 4, I think it's like 2, 3 or 4 shot them, whereas if you put it on easy, it's just an easy one-shot or even 2-shot, so it's just much easier, much more efficient that way. Now, just some quick math on the amount of character XP, AXP, mark, and money that you can actually get from this farm. So within about an hour run that I've done, character EXP is about 400k, AXP is about 130 to 140-ish k. Margler, you can go upwards of 1 million marg, and money you can go upwards of 2.9 million as well. You can also actually sell the item that you get, the katana that you get, if you do the method that I was talking about with the archetypes. The merchant archetype, in order to get the rare weapons. So this archetype weapon, Dissecting Katana, is actually really good, increased damage against human type monsters, which is really, really useful in this dungeon in particular, as well as for the final boss. But you can actually sell these for 40k a pop. So basically, if you just keep farming these, and then you can just sell a shit ton, and then you can get upwards of like 3, 4, 5 million in a single run basically. So it's really, really useful and really, really good. So thanks for watching, everyone. Basically, that's pretty much it. You just pretty much hit enemies and farm and then one-shot them. The tricky part is to get to level 77 in order to one-shot them, but you can easily do that with a bunch of fire magic and defeat the fishes, because they are the fastest enemies to do it, rather than actually going through all the squad battles with all the other enemies, because the enemies are weak to fire, so you can just instantly blow through them rather than going through, because a bunch of the other battles you just end up in double battles and it just gets a bit messy. And then once you're up to level 77, just bounce through all the melancholy crystals in this one area in Tyrant Star, and you're pretty much gonna be level 99 with maxed out archetypes, Christmas trees on every single character. It's gonna be a good time. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.